two things really stand out for me about Dr. Roethlischer that are important. Number one is that he took sort of the mysterious process of cranial osteopathy that was spoken of in terms of energy waves and fluid waves in the body, and he went in and researched it and actually looked at what was happening in the body from a mechanical, biological perspective. So one of the things about the way that the Upledger Institute teaches craniosacral therapy, and it's really the gold standard in the industry, is that it teaches people how the bones move, how the membranes are attached, and what can happen within that knowledge medically. And so there's a real good grounding in the physical body about what can happen, what does happen with trauma, and how to remove it. So that was his first gift. His second gift is that he then went on and began to work with how to dialogue with the body in a way that was grounded in the body, not in anything airy-fairy or imaginary. He actually began a process that uses the cranial rhythm for dialoguing with people, each person with their own body, right down to a cellular DNA level, so that people understand how their system is wired, what's gone wrong, and how they can correct it with the help of a therapist who has their hands on them. So those two pieces are his real gift. He brought this out into the world, made it accessible and easily learnable, and then he also went on to pioneer an incredible dialoguing process that is going to live long after he's gone.
So it's physical and intuitive in a sense, because how well, you said this, with having a therapist with hands-on. How deep is the touch?
The touch is about the weight of a nickel. Very, very light. He speaks about it as melding, or letting your hand softly merge with the person you're touching. So if you were to take a nickel right now and hold it in your hand, you'll feel how that is a very, very light touch. And so he touches in that way, and in that way he meets the tissue of the person that he's speaking with and working on, and can listen to their system in a very intimate way. The system then comes to him and says, this is what we need, this is what we need. And there's a way that you can say that it's intuitive. Our language doesn't really have a good word for a connection that is very palpable but very deep and intimate in that way.
So listening is kind of the key. And so, well, who would benefit the most? Like, who uses craniosacral therapy? Who comes through your door?
Well, one of the things I do is that I treat newborns in my practice, and anyone who has a newborn or a newborn that's having trouble with something out of their delivery. Maybe they were a forceps delivery, or they were a vacuum extraction, or they have some kind of torticollis, or they have problems from their delivery, or they're having trouble sleeping or eating or feeding or burping or whatever it is. Cranial work starts right there with the very early stages of life and releases the restrictions from the brain and spinal cord so that the nervous system can work. And quite honestly, with a newborn, it's very easy to release things because everything is so soft. And you're working very, very lightly and gently. But it starts at that stage, and then you can work with children who have learning disabilities, who have different problems with the nervous system. Think of anything that the nervous system is responsible for or connected to, and craniosacral therapy will probably be helpful in one way or another, either centrally or peripherally. So migraine headaches, back trauma, back surgery, breaking your coccyx, any kind of dental work that is really traumatic and causes pain, TMJ, car accidents, whiplash, chronic kinds of illnesses that are caused by a slow stress response in the body. When you do cranial work on someone like that, it returns the nervous system to a healthy state. So often the chronic illness then starts to resolve itself.
Hi there, my name is Nina Wallinder, and I wanted to talk to you about Layers of Health. Layers of Health is a free online community dedicated to investigating holistic and alternative health options. These options can include physical health, mental and emotional health, business health, as well as your spiritual health. So you can join me as I discuss your health concerns with various experts, mentors, and leaders in their fields. And these interviews are offered for free live, as well as during special encore presentations. But if you find one that is particularly interesting to you, you can also purchase it. So you can join me at www.layersofhealth.com, and I'll see you on the calls.